What's up? What's up? This is your boy Heat Detector, and welcome to the check in. And as always, I will be giving you the disclaimer. Check in. Well, let me start by saying I'm not a psychiatrist, a therapist, or anything like that. I'm just a guy on a journey uh, to find myself, to find peace within myself, to find happiness, love, understanding, get rid of some of these demons or whatever, on sharing it with people and with the hopes of helping someone who may be going through the same thing that I'm going through, or helping someone find help that may need help, that is struggling with any type of mental issues or uh, mental health problems. Not here to offend anyone, not here to hurt anyone. Um, this is for educational purposes only. Well, at least as much education as I could possibly give. Um, like I said, we're not here to hurt anybody, hurt or disrespect anyone, any type of people, or I don't even know how to say it, in anything. And there may be some words that are harsh, but it's really about accountability. Uh, if you chime in, I mean, I speak from a place of understanding, but I also at times I speak from a place of truth. Either be my truth or the truth of the situation that's occurring, that's happening, and and that could be harsh for some people. And the intent is not to hurt anybody or disrespect anybody in any way, shape, or form, um, but definitely to help get some understanding or help people get understanding. Uh, Salute Ace Vito. Thank you for chiming in, bro. Um, but as I said, not here to hurt anybody. But with that being said, let's get on with it. I made the decision to do the check-in for 30 minutes every Sunday. I think that I feel like 30 minutes is enough. If it just so happens that people chime in and someone needs more than 30 minutes to talk or to get some understanding, that'll be fine. I don't care. Uh, but I think just in conversation, just to have the conversation about whatever the topic may be, just to have the conversation and keep it short, sweet, and to the point without over explaining shit or over talking some things or anything like that. Just keep it short, sweet, and to the point, you know. And today I know I may have talked about this before, but I just feel like happiness is something that doesn't get talked about enough, and I think that um, only because I myself have struggled with happiness. Now, we all are in charge of our own happiness. You know, I'm not in charge of anybody else's happiness. I may have uh, some type of like input, small input on someone's happiness, or be accountable for small. I don't even want to say accountable for somebody's happiness, but play a role in it. But I'm not in charge of their happiness. And I think that's a thing that we all get confused with sometimes. And besides that, you can't even, I don't feel like you could be happy uh, or make somebody happy unless you're happy with yourself. And that's where a lot of people struggle with, is just being happy with yourself. And I actually looked that shit up. Like, what is happiness? You know, happiness is subjective, meaning what makes one person happy may not make another person happy. However, some factors can contribute to happiness, include positive emotions, feeling cheerful, optimistic, or serene. Fulfillment, meeting basic needs like food, shelter, and safety, as well as psychological needs like autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Social connections, having strong, lasting relationships with friends, family, colleagues, and partners. Meaning and purpose, feeling close to and working towards personal values and goals. That's a big one. Well, all of them are pretty big. Resilience, that's a big one. Being able to return to or create a new path after challenging events. That's a big one. Engagement, being deeply involved in activities and tasks. Uh, Man, all of those are like super deep. Psychologists have found out that most people report being in mildly positive moods most of the time, and that their overall life satisfaction is neutral. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be true. I wasn't happy for a lot of years. I was talking to a cousin of mine today in California, and happiness. Hold on, let me see what Ace Vito had to say here. Martin, he says, I heard saying that if you live in the future, that's anxiety, and if you live in the past, that's depression. I think living in the moment, you can find happiness. Oh shit, yeah, 100%. Living in the moment. That's like my one of my biggest things. Being in the moment, understanding the moment, and living right now. Shit, because it's hard. Like for a lot of people, I know it was hard for me to live in the moment. It was extremely difficult for me to live in the moment. I was too busy concerning myself with a lot of things in the past, and I still struggle with that shit. It's an everyday struggle, but I do my best every day to push forward and concern myself with the moment, and put my best foot forward every day in that moment. I think that's part of the things that make me happy right now is like being in the moment. As I said, I was talking to my cousin today and was talking about drinking and whatnots and how I haven't been drinking or haven't drank. Period. I'm not that I haven't been drinking, but drank like 2 years, and I don't ever want to go back there. I'm like, what did I say to him? I said it's like I woke up and I was like, what the hell you mean? Everybody walks straight now? Like, 'cause everything was always like wavy to me, you know? It's like, what do you mean? Is fresh air outside? Like, god damn, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that a lot of these things were right there unless I was in the moment. I'm in the moment now. I recognize everything. I recognize people, friends, family. I recognize how important they are to me and how happy I am to be around them, how happy I am to see them, and and also understanding that I'm not in charge of their happiness, and that's a struggle because sometimes I'm over here like, don't you see how happy and don't you see? And it's like just because they don't acknowledge that I'm happy or that my happiness should somehow make them happy or whatever. I am not in charge of that. I can't be. I mean, if I had it my way, I think everybody would be fucking happy, but I ain't in charge of that. I can't be. I can only do what makes me happy. And it makes me happy to see people, talk to them, let them know how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, exchanging ideas, making things happen. no matter how minute they may be or how big they may be. I genuinely love that shit, and it makes me happy to do it. And I had no idea that these were the things that made me happy, or that I enjoyed doing up until recently. So I'm extremely happy with that. And I'm finding out that there's more things that make me happy. I didn't realize that there were things that I didn't even, I think I told the story before. I know I told the story before, uh, about my son asking me, what do I like to do for fun? And that question fucked me up because I had no idea what I like to do for fun. And then my daughter walked in the room at the same time, and I looked at her right after he had asked me, literally. And I said, what do I like to do for fun? And she looked at me and said, make music? And I was like, no, like, what do I like to do for fun? She looked at me and goes, I don't know. That fucked me up. And mind you, this is all like when I first quit drinking. And it really led me down a rabbit hole of like, man, I don't even know what the fuck I like. I don't know, like everything was turned upside down because I didn't even know what makes me happy. I didn't know what I like to do. I'm still figuring out everything that I like to do. I'm still figuring all this shit out. I'm figuring out that some things I thought I liked to do, I didn't like that shit at all. But I don't, I'm even beginning to understand why, if I didn't like them, why did I even do them? And that's for another show. That's like trauma shit. That's like, yeah, childhood trauma and abuse and things like that. That there were triggers for me to do shit. And I've said that before about me having this attitude of fuck it. Like it's all gonna fall apart anyways. Who gives a fuck? You know? Um, I don't have that line of thinking now, even though it, oh, trust and believe, it creeps its head every so often, but um I do everything I can within that to make sure that I don't go down that rabbit hole, to feed myself positive energy, and to be literally like 100% positive with everybody else. No, I do stand on a lot of shit, and I won't budge on some of those things. But those things are like my morals, my laurels. What I will stand for, what I will allow someone to do to me, and what I won't allow someone to do to me, because I'm in charge of that, not anybody else. I can't say, well, he made me do something, because no, they're not in charge of that. I am. I did it, and I did it of my own free will, good, bad, or indifferent. But I know that it's a real tough fucking road to do those things, to understand what those things mean, what they mean to you as a person. Oh man, stop playing. This shit is difficult. But the outcome really outweighs the difficulty of putting in the work. Even when I wake up and I'm not feeling so slick, I think of things that make me happy, that put me in a better that put me in a better place. As Vito saying here, he says sometimes I approach moments or situations that should make me happy, but I'm not even there. I'm disconnected and unable to be in the moment and enjoy situations most people would love to be in. Man, look, you're preaching to the choir. I understand that 100%, and I was really getting ready to talk about that, uh, because it took me a second to understand being in the moment. And I don't wake up every day like, oh, like the birds are fucking whistling and everything is just fucking great. I don't wake up every day like that. I would say honestly, a good 60% of the time I wake up like, fuck, so many things that I feel like I need to do, so many things I feel like I need to fix. And I have to pull myself back in. And then usually I'll see something, And something simple that maybe before in the past that I hadn't saw, like, this shit may sound corny, but that I hadn't saw the beauty in, or I hadn't seen the importance of it to me. It's like even something as simple as seeing my kids just walking around. That may sound stupid, but especially waking up in that moment and feeling like whatever, and seeing one of my kids, and it's like, huh, thinking to myself, that's my fucking child. Ain't that some shit? That's that's my offspring, and that makes me happy, and it makes me even more happy to have conversation with them, because when I see them and I get happy and I feel all that love, I I just want to have positive conversations with them about what they're doing, uh, where they feel like, I ask everybody how they feeling, and I think that's like another thing that we've gotten so comfortable with, just saying, "Hey man, how you feeling? How you doing?" Like, I genuinely mean that shit. I want to know how you doing, how you feeling. You good? Is everything all right? Those little tiny things like that make me happy to do. I really, really, really fucking do, because I also know what it is to be in those fucked up ass places and be in that fucked up ass mind state, and really feel like, fuck it, anybody could get it, or fuck it, I don't give I don't care what the outcome is. It'd be for me or anybody else involved or not involved. I don't, and that's a really horrible way to think, and it's really, really miserable. Nobody wants to be miserable. I don't think anybody wants to be miserable or unhappy. So like, I don't know, like Ace, uh the question, you say, I'm not even there, I'm disconnected. You have to find the connection. That's the thing. You have to find the connection. What do you connect with? I said that, like, when I wake up in the morning, I see things, and I look at shit, and I think about, like, that shit makes me happy. Even something as simple as just seeing one of my kids walk by, and goddamn, because on some real shit, I never imagined, even when I like, I was so fucked up that even when before I quit drinking and been on this damn journey, I would look at my kids and I didn't have this thought, like, I knew they were my kids, but I just kept feeling unworthy of that kind of love, not understanding it. Man, I throw them thoughts out the window immediately. That's the thing, I think, Ace, is redirecting your thoughts. Focus on the things that you desire, that you want, that you're passionate about. That's the fulfillment part, you know? And resilience, paving a new path after something that's happened. Make that turn, you know? Don't be afraid of it. It could be daunting, but it's nothing to be afraid of, because when you do make that shift in that turn, uh, the feeling of accomplishment, the feeling of, man, I know I'm doing the right thing. Um, it's fucking amazing. You don't have to compromise yourself. I don't compromise myself. I mean, maybe my delivery a lot of times is kind of fucked up. Might be even fucked up now, but this is how I speak. This is how I express myself. And I don't mean any harm to anybody, but this is how I express myself. I love you, man. I fucking love you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. But that's just how I express myself. I don't have to, but I mean, it's just how I express myself. I don't mean anybody any harm, but just finding that, and just know that, like, when you turn that corner, or you begin to turn that corner, only great things happen when you start to turn that corner. It's going to be difficult, trust me. You find things out about yourself that you didn't even know existed, though. And that's the beauty in it. Finding out those things inside of you that you did not know existed. As much as I thought I didn't like watching like cartoons or like just stupid shit, like Toy Story or whatever, I used to be like, man, I ain't watching that shit. That shit's hilarious now. I sit back and I enjoy watching shit like that. And before, I never even gave them types of shit even a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? Like, my thought was like, oh, I'm a grown ass man. I don't need to be watching that shit. When I catch myself, this is again, when I catch myself having negative thoughts, I focus on the good and overwhelm the bad with good. Yeah, absolutely. But the key to that is being vigilant at it. That's a hard one. Redirecting your thoughts is a hard one. But it's like anything else. It's like muscle memory. The more you do it, the better you become at it. All this shit was not overnight, and I'm still a motherfucking work in progress. 100%. And every time I think I got a handle on it, nah, I get reminded that I still have more work to do. Because, like I said, not every morning I wake up is like, whistle while you work. It ain't that. Read the comment before that one, please. Depression is a disease that feeds off your unhappiness. It can influence us to create situations in which it thrives. Definitely, redirection is the key. When I catch myself having negative thoughts, I focus on the good and overwhelm the bad with the good. Okay, I got you. I see, I didn't see that before, but yeah, that's right. Redirecting those goddamn thoughts and find the happiness, man. Like shit, doing little things that make you happy, or that you may find out that there are things like myself that I didn't know actually made me happy. So here I am on this journey of happiness and wellness, mental wellness. And I'm finding out that the more I'm on this journey, I'm finding out that the more I love having this clear ass mind with no clouds, nothing blocking my thoughts, because now I'm in control of what comes out of my big ass mouth. Um, I'm in control of how I feel. I'm in control of these things. I said on the show the other day about crying. We were interviewing this kid, and I had said something, and he's like, "Man, you're making me cry." And he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I ain't supposed to be like that." But I said, "Man, don't even worry about that, because I'm finding out I'm an emotional motherfucker. I I spent so many years blocking everything, and I'm blocking my own emotions about shit, not giving a fuck. But now, man, like I if I'm feeling overwhelmed with happiness, man, I don't I can't stop the waterworks. If I get upset or sad about something, I can't stop the waterworks. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's not like I walk around crying all the goddamn time or anything like that, but I'm okay with it because I know how I feel. And it sure in the hell doesn't at least I don't feel weak, and I hope that a motherfucker wouldn't think that I was weak because I was shedding a tear over something. No, that doesn't make it doesn't make you weak, you know. But that's a little piece of happiness that I found, being able to just be comfortable within my own emotions and my own feelings. And that one by itself is probably the biggest struggle for me. That for sure is being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Because I find that a lot of things had made me uncomfortable, or I felt uncomfortable in a lot of things, in a lot of situations that I was in charge of that comfortability. It was my thought process that was really had me uncomfortable in those situations or spots. His video says only weak, insecure people would see that as a weakness. True. I mean, but to be quite frank, I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't really give a fuck. It is what it is, and not saying I promote anybody fighting or doing anything like that, but try it if you want. I don't care. I mean, I care, shit, but I'm not. I've also come to understand I'm not here for anybody's entertainment. I don't really, I don't care what people think because I'm being genuine. I don't care what people think. Their thought process does not fuck with mine. If a motherfucker says he hates me, well, sorry you feel that way, but I'm gonna keep it pushing. I don't give that kind of energy to somebody. And as I've said before, we all as individuals need to be the biggest protector of our energy and the biggest protector of us, of self. My mental health is more important than entertaining somebody or entertaining stupid thoughts or entertaining someone else's insecurities. I'll help you, but I'm not gonna entertain that shit. I'll do everything I can to help someone, but I won't entertain it. I've said that many times. Juan Miguel said everybody's a protagonist of their own story. Yeah, that's true. And everybody is the own author of their own story too. And I'm writing this story right now. And I think for too many years of my life, I allowed other people to write that story for me, or I allowed them to. I allowed myself to get in these deep, dark recesses of my own mind. And but I know that's not where I'm ever going to be again, God willing, because I don't want to be there. I want to be happy. But again, who's in charge of that? Me. And so and even with that, I'm in charge of who I want to be around. And I really only want to be around people, like-minded individuals that see the good in people, want to do good things, want to accomplish goals, want to, like, even if that goal is like fucking climbing a tree, man, whatever. Even the small goals, the small wins count. I mean, one day it's a tree, the next day it could be Mount Everest, you know? Got to start somewhere. In my journey, my start was quitting drinking. But I always say that was the easy part. That was the real easy part. It wasn't shit, actually. the hardest part of all of it is everything that the drinking allowed me to be or to hide or to not deal with. I didn't even want to be happy. That's the crazy shit. I didn't want to be happy, but I didn't want to do anything about it. But then I bitched about not being happy. What kind of fuck shit is that? That shit's craziness. I really had to pull the curtain down, pull the mask back. Like, yo, what's really, really going on with this, sir? It's like to myself, like, what's really going on, man? Not realizing that I was dying inside to be happy. Yeah, I wouldn't change that shit for the world. Um, Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to Mercedes on the beat. We're over here. She says, "Oh, I know exactly what you mean." Yeah. The thing about happiness is you have to be willing to get it. And that sounds a lot. I think for me at least, I don't know if I can't speak for everyone else. You have to be willing to be happy. I wasn't before. I wasn't willing to be happy. Like I said, I didn't want to be happy. I fought being happy. But then I bitched about not being happy. Kind of, like I said, what kind of shit is that? Some of us have to learn that shit. I had to. I literally had to learn that I wanted to be happy. I literally had to learn that shit. And so when I speak to people, she said, I've dealt with mental health all my life. Yeah, we all have. Some of us just aren't even aware that we're dealing with mental health issues. Some of us aren't. I know I wasn't. Maybe to the core of me knew, but I think I was also afraid to actually deal with those things and to do something about it. And once I had made the decision to quit drinking, actually made the decision to quit drinking because I was pissed the fuck off. Somebody told me that I couldn't do it and that I needed help. I finally started my journey with Abraham Hicks after a year of procrastination. That's what's up. Can't think about that past year. You get just like Ace Vito, DJ Ace Vito was talking about. It's like being in the moment. That shit in the rearview mirror stays in the rearview mirror, and you can't. That's the saying that I have. You can't hold the past hostage while trying to kidnap the future. You can't do it. You might as well get on the expressway or freeway or whatever you want to call it, let go of the steering wheel and put the pedal all the way down to the floor. Ah, damn. Well, Mercedes on the beat, I'm glad you didn't do that. In 2020, I almost jump off a cliff, and music is what saved me. Yeah. If music makes you happy, then you found some happiness in music. Definitely, it's like anger. When you hit that point, you're drunk with anger and only want more. And that breaches on the effect of alcohol on happiness as well. Yeah. But that's how I started making beats and where I'm at today. Yeah, that's what's up. That's where you are today. Yeah. I, I was talking about my cousin and I was telling him like drinking was like the lid on that pot, you know, the lid that doesn't fit the pot. And it was just like this constantly when that shit's boiling or whatever, and it's just like this. Quitting drinking was just that was nothing. Really wasn't. It was the shit afterwards. God damn. I didn't know that I was holding all that stuff. Nah, it was my way of expressing because I'm not good with communication. We'll work on it. Work on communication. Be cognitive of what you're saying. I do it all the time. You know, when we were kids, you say, what was like an old saying, like, watch your mouth. That's really like saying, think before you speak. You know what I'm saying? Watch your mouth. It's really not saying shut up or anything. It's think before you speak. Communicating is difficult for a lot of people, but it's not something that you can't accomplish or get done. You just have to be mindful of it. And I think that needs some patience within yourself. Like before you say something, give it some thought and then express it. Or if you don't know how to, or if you're just silent all the time, just take a deep breath, get your thoughts right, and say it. There's a lot of release in that, and there's a lot of letting go in that. Because holding that shit in ain't gonna help. Promise you that. But I got all the way off track. I forgot what I was saying. I was talking to my cousin about the lid. Yeah. So it was like putting the alcohol down. And mind you, I drank all my life damn near since I was about 12 or 13. And even at that age, I never drank to be social. I drank to get fucked up. I drank to black out. So putting the alcohol down was the easy part. It was all the other shit. All the other shit that I was holding back, all the other shit, the trauma, the hurt, the pain, and understanding and me really figuring it out every day how to cope with this. I personally started way too early in drinking, this is DJ Vito, and smoking bud and never developed a personality without it. That's the case for a lot of people. First of all, that's a fucking lie. That's a lie that you're lying to yourself about. I hate to tell you that, bro, but it's true. Um, because alcohol is an inhibitor. So the guard down or your fear of being yourself in front of other people, alcohol just lets that shit all the way down. That fear. When you'll find, because I always thought that I was just like alcohol made me funny, or even for that matter, it made me more creative, which is so far from the fucking truth. Juan Miguel says there has to be structure. Failure to plan is a plan to fail. If you don't like something, find a way to change it. Not everything will be instant. Some of it will take time. Hell yeah. Like my journey, like anybody's journey, that's the thing. It's not an overnight fix. But yeah, like I was saying, like even the thought of like me thinking that I was only creative when I drank, or when I was fucked up, or I was really, really super funny when I was fucked up. But I didn't even realize people were laughing at me, not with me. You know what I'm saying? But it turns out I'm a pretty funny motherfucker without alcohol, and I'm a thousand times more funny, a thousand times more witty and intelligent, and 10,000 more times creative. Let me see what we got going on here. Oh, nah, weed opened me up because I was extremely overly shy. So my sister would get me contact high before we went anywhere. Whatever works for you. I don't believe that shit one bit. It's an inhibitor, like it's a downer. So it downs. Yeah, maybe I guess I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. But I think anything that fucks with your mental state and not your mental state in its truest form, I don't think it helps with anything. I think that's like a coping mechanism, man. It's like self-medication. Shit never it's never gonna be like good like that. Well, that's my own opinion. And again, I don't fucking smoke. So I wouldn't know. I only know what I know. But it just seems to me if you are a person who does something that alters your thinking and you feel like that's the reason why you're all of a sudden good at it, you're kidding yourself. You're already good at that shit or already that person. There's something else that is hampering you from being that way. Just like Ace was saying about his drinking, whatever. It's like fear of something. It's a fear of something. And whatever, I can't speak for anybody else's trauma or shit or whatever. She said that's exactly what I use it as medicine. Okay. I ain't knocking you. But I know that anybody that thinks that, oh, if I do this, this is why I'm able to be this way. No, that shit already resides in you. But there's something, at least for me, there were things that happened to me that had this wall that I just did, I couldn't, and I didn't feel like I could be me, and I had to be something else. And the only way to feel like I was being me was to be fucked up. But really, I was just stuffing a bunch of shit down even more and more and more and more. And that's why I said when that shit came to a head, whew, scariest shit in my life ever. And I've been in some pretty sticky ass shit in my motherfucking life. But nothing is scarier when a voice tells you to do something to yourself, and that voice gets so overwhelming that that's all you can hear and that's all you can think about. That's some real fear. And I I resolved myself. Damn, she got me fucked up. Like, because that was some real scary shit. Like to think that I was willing to unalive myself because of thoughts. Like, and it's craziness, man. That's the scariest shit I ever been through in my life. I would never ever go there again. But in order for me to never go there, in order for me to be better, in order for me to never go there, never have those thoughts, is to be better, to deal with the things that happen, either that are happening or that have happened. And I deal with them by being in the moment, being in the motherfucking moment, and enjoying every piece of being in the moment. Not that there won't be distractions, not that there won't be fucked up things, but I resolve myself to fix the things I can fix in that moment. And if I love somebody, I'm going to be in that moment with them. And hold on, let me catch up with these. As Vito says, drinking gives you false confidence. Yes. To find the confidence sober is to find yourself. That's exactly it. Shout out to Sheba. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. Mercedes said, it's so fucking scary when your mind goes in the lowest vibration. It's extremely dark and lonely place. Man, it is the scariest place I've ever been in my life. The scariest place. And it's so much so that even like, goddamn, man, even thinking about it scares the shit out of me. But giving myself the resolve to know that no, I know I'm not. I know. I mean, I'm talking about something that has already since passed. Um, I'm in a place like a motherfucker can't tell me shit. I'm in a I am in a place of me understanding who I am and being cooler than a motherfucking. I'm cool with it. Understanding that I have a fucking purpose, even if nobody knows that purpose, I know it. I fucking know it. Hold on, what he say? He said, "Peace is the ultimate goal in the pursuit of happiness. For me, for me, because all the chaos molded that into my mind. Yeah, real man. I hope everyone finds their highest vibration, reach their fullest potential. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Like I said, it's a journey, it's a struggle, but I'll be goddamned if I go backwards. It's only forward. Let me see what Ace Vito said. He said, um, depression slash anxiety makes that voice loud as fuck and engulfing because being sober doesn't drown that voice anymore out, but you persevered through it. And that is tremendous. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, man, that shit's scary as fuck when I think about it. For me, I knew demons. Shout out to Sheba. I knew demons were aiming to make me go left, but there was also God's presence pushing me to trust Him. I did, and I survived the dark moments only by His grace. Yeah. And speaking of grace, that's something that I had to learn how to do, man, is give myself some motherfucking grace. Giving myself grace is part of the resolve for me. Understanding and knowing the energy that I give people and being the caretaker of my energy. Sometimes just simply by giving myself grace. Yeah. Giving myself some motherfucking grace. And look at my dog. My dog is a goddamn empath. She's over here like, what are you crying for? Okay. Sit down. Yeah. Yeah. Shiva says, Grace is being okay with you, even when the world don't get it. Talk to me. Mercedes on the beat. She said, I'm right here with you. When we lost our son in 2022, I refused to go back to the dark place after I lost the first baby in year 22. Damn. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Ooh. And even like tonight, yeah. Well, it's a she. She feels my energy. Yeah, she's like that all the damn time. She knows when I'm feeling sad. She knows when I'm feeling happy. She knows every goddamn thing, little fucker. But got her. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it short tonight. I just I don't know. Like I've said before, I I only come up with the subjects for this show as it happens, like as I get ready to do the show. And it was just something that I thought I wanted to talk about. Where I didn't think it's something I knew I wanted to talk about, just because I feel like it's important. It's extremely important. Um, and I want to thank everybody for tapping in tonight. And give yourself some grace, man. Think about that. Think about that. Do something about it. Be in charge. Be in charge. Be in charge of your happiness. Let me go through these real quick. My dog was always there in the lowest times for me. They really care about us so much more than I appreciate. Yeah, for real. Shiva says, prayers to you, Mercedes. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Yeah, she says thank you, Shiva. But yeah. So when I end this right now, I'm gonna say to everybody, um, Gully Squad says salute and respect. He a real one. Appreciate the check-ins. Man, I appreciate you being in the check-ins, bro. But yeah, I want to say to everybody, um, find your happiness, and and most importantly, know that you're in charge of your happiness, not anybody else. You're in charge of it. You're the caretaker of your happiness. And you're the caretaker of your energy. And I'm gonna say, like I tell everybody, protect your energy at all motherfucking costs, because the transference of energy is a real goddamn thing. Shout out Ace Vito. Shout out to Shy City Siva. Mercedes on the beat. BBE, Big A, Gully Squad. Everybody that's been in the chat, it's been dope. Remember, take care of yourself and always give yourself grace. Give yourself a minute every day, man, just to breathe and take it all in and be in the moment. Be in the moment. I'll see y'all next Sunday. This has been the check-in. I'm out.